Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to do more shinies. Woohoo! We love shinies. Alright, so like I said, I wanted to get this out before Scarlet and Violet. Obviously, there's still a couple weeks left, but I decided to just do it because there wasn't super a lot of Pokemon to do. I didn't do Farigiraf because I imagine it'll be just Giraffarigs, or like a play on Giraffarigs, which is already pretty lame. It gets like a blue nose and gets a little oranger. But I did everything else, and we're starting with Grafaiai, which was honestly maybe the hardest one, although I think they turned out pretty well. Anyway, Grafaiai, the big question is if the poison on its fingers will change color when it comes to a shiny. And I'm hedging my bets that it will. Also, its eyes are something that could not change as well, but, you know, I don't know. This first one is more of a subtle thing. I'm imagining this is what they'll go with the toxic green and, I don't know. The pink looks more toxic to me? I don't know. Just to sort of go with it being, you know, it's spit, right? So, gross. That's the idea. And then sort of a purple body, and the eyes just match the paint on the fingers. Which I know the original don't do that, but, I mean, it was pretty easy to do, so I just went with it. This third one might be my favorite. It just takes on more, I guess, realistic coloring, I want to say, but it's not exactly true, because I'm pretty sure this animal is actually, like, black and white. But this brown color, a lot of just normal type animal Pokemon end up turning it like a brown or an orange when they have their shiny. And I actually like this one a lot. I think the brown suits it pretty well. And the purple and yellow paint, we'll just say, was just to sort of blend with these colors a little better. Although, I don't know, they might not change the paint, to be honest. And then finally, the one that I did that is like my own take on it without, you know, incorporating any of Game Freak's potential trends from the past little while. It's blue. I like blue. And then orange and blue paint, because blue. That's pretty much it. I should have laid that out at the very beginning, but maybe you kind of got it as I went along. On the farthest left, we have the original. Next in line, we have what I think they'll probably do. After that is one that they could do based on trends of previous shiny Pokemon. And then the final one is one that's original to me that I don't think they'll do, but I think looks good. So that's Grafaiai. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. Next is Cloth. So I really don't think they're going to go too crazy with Cloth, right? I think they're just going to turn it brown, and that's going to be it, because it's a rock-type Pokemon. We'll see. It could also go red, like we see in the third one here, to look more like a crab, which it is. One of these two probably for sure. I didn't know what to do after that, so I just went for like a crazy blue crab, which is, I think, no, Krabby's is green. I think it's based off of like actual lobsters, right, that can sometimes turn blue in real world. I know that's not a crab, but they're close enough. I don't know. I thought the color looked all right, but I'm really expecting either red or brown for Cloth, and not much more. I guess Cloth doesn't evolve, right? Because the giant one is still a Cloth. It's kind of sad. Anyway, next is Armarouge. I didn't know exactly what to do with one, but you know what? With this one, but you know what? We got there. The first one's just sort of a subtle change. I really don't know if they're going to change the yellow armor. I'm not entirely sure. But I changed the skin color, I guess, to blue, just as a contrast. It looks all right. The next one is very interesting, because I could definitely see them doing this. Considering their origin is as possessed armor, it's not really a good thing here because I just drained the color out of it. But I could see them turning Armarouge into like silvery, shiny armor, and then Scarlett into like dark, evil knight armor, you know, with the purple flame for ghost type, which they both are. I think, right? Is Armarouge ghost? It is, right? I'm not making that up. It might be psychic. I honestly don't remember. Anyway, that's what I did. And then the final one here, I actually made... I started putting it as the subtle one, but I kind of backtracked because I thought the blue one made more sense for sort of a subtle change. You know, blue fire and all that, even though I didn't change the fire color. But this final one here, that's just sort of darker. The yellow turns darker, the red turns lighter, right? So it's orangey with the blue flame. I like the contrast in colors. It's sort of the opposite of the second one I did, where the skin is blue instead of the flame being blue. But yeah, this one is honestly my favorite one. I really hope it looks like that. That would be amazing. Although I do also like the idea of the white knight, black knight idea. You know what I mean? Which, here's Scarlett. I struggled with this one a little bit, although the colors did come through quite nicely. I really think what they're going to do is just do something subtle for these guys, because the designs are so complex. Usually these kind of Pokemon get subtle shinies, or they just change like completely to a different color. So I went with something sort of subtle here. The flames get a little darker, the color of the purple gets a little more purple, and then the blues turn darker. That's pretty much it. The green eyes were a final touch because the original purple eyes blended in way too much, and I like them a lot. I wouldn't be mad with this one. But I do think the dark armor does look better. And it pairs up well with Armarouge and the silver armor. I hope they do it. I don't know if they will, but I hope they do. And then finally here, we just have a red version. I don't know. I thought it looked pretty good. The swords are a little odd because I do not think they'd actually go to green. It's just because they it's a gradient that fades. I couldn't really change it. I think it would be probably like orange to yellow, right? For like regular fire. A lot of ghost fire types just have regular fire as their shinies, right? Like the Chandelier line. Is there another ghost fire type? There is, right? Anyway, I think that's what they might do. It does look good. I like it. And then I just wanted to put the two desaturated armors together so you can see what I mean, with them sort of sharing traits but being like opposites. I don't know. I like it. I hope they do it. Please do it. Next up we have Wiglet, and I struggled a bit with this one because really there's only one thing they can do with the shiny that makes sense, which is just to make its nose blue like regular Diglett. So that's what I did for the one I think they'll do, and I really think that's just going to be it. It's just going to have a blue nose. But in the case they do want to do something more interesting, I took a couple more shots at it. I do think... No, that's a Lowland Diglett, right? A Lowland Diglett shiny turns like a deeper orange from brown, so it gets more saturated. Obviously, you can't make white more saturated. So I just turned it a little darker for like a gray with the blue as sort of a reference to that. And then red eyes, because I thought it'd be funny. And the final one here, Wiglet's based on an eel. Eels are primarily thought of to be green, so that's what I did for it. Yeah, that's the lore behind that one. I do think it'd be nice if this shiny actually changes a decent amount, because I'd feel a little bad if it only had a blue nose. I'd be like, oh, well, it's not really worth it then, is it? Next up is Wooper. I'm actually proud of how well some of these came out. But the obvious one that a lot of regional forms do is they swap with their regular form's colors for the shiny. So this is just Paldean Wooper, but looks like regular Wooper. That's it. The other one is based on Wooper's original shiny, which is this light pink with, I guess, pink antlers? What would you call those? Whiskers? I'm not sure what they actually are, because they're from an ohm, right? But I don't know. Antenna? Regardless, it's based on Wooper's shiny. I could see them doing that too, but I think it's less likely. And then the final one, of course, is just the one that I did. Given it's a poison type now, I thought, well, green. A lot of poison type shinies turn green. Like Coughing and Muck, and I'm trying to think of more poison type Pokemon. I don't know. Those are the ones I was primarily thinking of anyway, because it's got the skull and crossbones motif, right? So, yeah, we'll see. I do like it. I think it's a decent idea, but I do think it's just going to look like regular Wooper. Next up, my least favorite Pokemon of the generation so far, Bellybolt. Bellybolt is kind of hard to do something with because it's got a lot of competing colors. Anyway, the first one I did is just more green. I could definitely see this being the case because it's a frog. I don't know. The next one is sort of brown. I tried to make the color look like other kinds of like toads and stuff. I could see them doing this too. I changed the like electricity in the eye color to green to sort of reference the original. It's not the same color of green because that color of green doesn't look very good with this color, but I could see them doing that too. Maybe, probably not the green eyes and stuff. They probably just keep it yellow, but I wanted to change it, so oh well. And then the last one, I just made one based on Grimace. There's no way they're ever going to do this, but someone pointed out that this thing kind of looks like Grimace, and ever since then I've never been able to unsee it. So, yeah, it's Grimace. Alright. Greavard. They're not going to do a lot with this one. I guarantee you that right now. The first one here, I did a bad job, but I made the flame like black and white, which that happens on one Pokemon, right? Yeah, Rapidash. That's what I'm thinking of. It's Rapidash. I made the flame black and white to be like spooky, and then I changed its mouth to be purple. I really think the mouth is going to be the biggest change, and then the body changed a little bit to be a little more purple as well. I really think this one's going to be subtle. I just don't know how you would change this one drastically. The second one's sort of based on Haunter with the blue mouth and the blue flame, which I think is... That's regular Litwick, right? Maybe? No, regular Litwick has like a purple flame. But that was the idea. Blue fire, it's a classic. Red fire to blue fire. Now we start with sort of purple fire like Chandelure, which makes sense because they're both ghost types. So in the final one, I just made one that looks like a candle. That's the idea. Like it's grayer to look more like wax, and then with a regular flame. So we'll see. I really think the one with the purple mouth or the blue mouth makes a lot of sense. And I do think the flame color on its head will be the biggest change. And then... Oh, do we just have the legendaries now? Oh. Okay. Well, this is the big deal, right? What are the legendary shinies going to be? And there's really two options that I can really think of. I did the last ones for fun, just for something that would look cool. They're like not even within the realm of possibility, I don't think. But in Gen 7 and Gen 8, two of the legendary, or three, I guess. Solgaleo and Lunala were both like bright red, and then Eternatus was also sort of a red color for its shiny. So that's what I am imagining these two might be. They might also swap colors like Zacian and Zamazenta did, but I'm not so sure on that one because red and purple are a lot closer than, magenta, or not magenta, original, it's red and blue, right? For Zacian and Zamazenta versus red and purple, which are a little bit closer. So I just went for this like crazy hot pink for Koraidon. We'll see. I really think this one's going to be... The body color is going to change to something really vibrant, and I think that's what it's going to be. My best guess is this like magenta color, but we'll see. It could be like anything. It could be like more red. It could be that they swap colors, but the body color will be super violent. Vibrant. The second one I made here was based on Cyclizar, because clearly Cyclizar is like the modern form of Koraidon and Miraidon. They're all bicycle lizards, right? So it's just sort of green to look like Cyclizar. That's pretty much it. And then finally, this like weird purple one. I don't know. I started with like the headdress thing and changed that color first and then changed the body color to match somewhat. I kind of like it. But I doubt they'll do that because they're going to want to make it standard-ish between the two versions. Speaking of, here's the other version. Miraidon. This one's a little harder because I really don't think they're going to change like the energy on Miraidon. Or inside Miraidon, I guess. I'm pretty sure all they're going to change is like the plate color on its body and like maybe the headpiece, obviously. They could maybe change the eye color. I didn't do that, but they could maybe do it. That'd be interesting. Anyway, I did another like magenta pink one to match Koraidon here. It's a little bad looking, but I could see them doing it. Then, of course, just like with Koraidon, I did one to match Cyclizar. I do think the green steel plating doesn't look bad. It reminds me of Master Chief. But it does kind of clash with the energy color, so maybe they would have to change it in that case. I don't know. And then the last one, just for one that looks good, it's the classic black color, shiny. I mean, Miraidon's a cool motorcycle, like a cool space age motorcycle, so having it be like a sleek black color does make sense. I really don't think they'll do it, but if they do, nice. And that's it for Scarlet and Violet. I don't know if they're going to put out another trailer. I kind of whipped through those pretty fast. It took me a long time to make those. I should have made this video longer. Sheesh. Anyway. That's it for the Pokemon I think they're going to reveal for Scarlet and Violet before release. So I'm interested to see what the actual shinies will be. They already released the overview trailer, which is pretty early for something like this. So that's what makes me think they're not going to do another one. I'm really excited for this game now. This always happens to me. Like, months and months go by with them revealing stuff for Pokemon, and I always watch it because I always want to know and like see how the game's doing. But I'm never like super excited for it until it's like almost out. And then I'm like, ooh, the new Pokemon game looks so cool. Anyway, obviously I've said multiple times that I'm going to be playing that for the next series. If you want to leave a comment down below, let me know what you'd want to see me do for that, because I don't think it's going to be possible to do a Nuzlocke. Like, it's completely open air like Legends Arceus, so probably not going to do that. My idea was to do a series where I just try to complete the Pokedex. Like, I just try to go out and catch every single Pokemon, which would kind of work because I'm going to avoid the data mine when it comes out probably at the start of next week. And I want to see, like, you'll get to see my live reaction to every Pokemon that way, which is kind of cool. Obviously, I'm still going to do the gym challenge and everything, but I might leave it till the end. We'll see. Or maybe I'll, like, depending on how the areas are divided, I was thinking of doing, like, you catch every Pokemon in a certain area, and then you challenge the gym for that area, and then move on to the next. That was my thought. We'll see. Bottom line, it's going to be a lot more of a journey through the region than strictly like going through a story, I think. So we'll see. I hope you're excited. I am. I will talk to you guys soon. I guess it's Friday when this is coming out, so you'll get to see me stream tomorrow. I'm going to stream something. I don't know. And then after that, one more week. Well, 2 more weeks. But 1 more week, and then we'll be like right up to Scarlet and Violet, and I'll have to be closing my ears to everything. I was thinking, I got another Deltarune video coming out soon. I've like scripted it out, and I'm just going to have to record and then put stuff together. I got like a project I have to finish this week, but next week is reading week, so you could see me upstreaming a bunch more. Anyway, I've successfully stretched this video to at least 20 minutes, and that was my goal. I fooled you. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. I will talk to you later. Okay, there's 5 seconds. Bye-bye. I'm trying to get it rated 20.